Honey, don't. The title sounds like a playful tease, but it's really a warning. And unless you're a Coen brothers diehard, you might want to steer clear of this one. It's Ethan Coen's second solo outing as director and co-writer, and frankly, it just doesn't quite get there. Now all the pieces are in place for a really fun modern-day noir. The cast is eclectic and great. You've got Margaret Qualley, Aubrey Plaza, Chris Evans, Charlie Day, Billy Eichner, and Talia Ryder. The cinematography from Ari Wegner, who shot The Power of the Dog, captures the dusty streets of Bakersfield in these faded postcard hues. The retro chic costumes from Peggy Schnitzer are consistently perfect. And of course, the score by longtime Coen's collaborator Carter Burwell brings this cool, mysterious, Western-tinged vibe. But this time, following up on last year's much better Drive Away Dolls, Coen once again co-wrote the script with his wife Trisha Cook, and it just doesn't add up to much. The dialogue has this folksy, musical quality to it, and everyone's a little bit sleazy, or in Chris Evans's case, a lot sleazy. The thing is, there's just nothing to these characters or the supposed danger at the heart of the story. At best, Honey Don't is just a sporadically amusing little lark. Qualley stars as a private investigator named Honey O'Donoghue. She shows up at the scene of a fatal car crash and immediately suspects it wasn't an accident. Charlie Day is the clueless local homicide detective who keeps trying to ask her out, even though she's made it crystal clear she's a lesbian and not interested at all. The victim had just contacted her the day before, so she knows something is wrong. The role lets Qualley, who also starred in Drive Away Dolls, use her height and her swagger as she saunters into every room in these killer blouses, trousers, and heels. She's definitely up for the verbal challenge, which just makes you wish Coen and Cook had given her more compelling things to say. The victim is connected to a storefront church, where Chris Evans's Reverend Drew Devlin rules, with a mix of charisma and intimidation. It's been a blast watching Evans take on darker, meatier roles since his Marvel days. Materialists this year was some of his best work. But the scheming sex fiend he plays here is just too obviously villainous. There is one funny moment, though, where Devlin asks Honey, "Do you drink?" and she snaps back. Heavily. It's a point of pride. As Honey continues to investigate, more bodies start to pile up. She also has to keep an eye on her niece, played by Talia Ryder, a fast food worker who's involved with an obviously abusive boyfriend. And then she starts a steamy affair with Aubrey Plaza's character, MG, a stoic antisocial cop with a sharp edge to her. Their sex scenes are intense, and I have to give Coen credit for not softening or romanticizing them. Although, what they do to each other in a crowded, well-lit bar without anyone noticing seems pretty unbelievable. What really doesn't work is how their relationship takes a turn at the end. It comes completely out of nowhere and makes no sense tonally. Is it supposed to be campy? It's really hard to tell. Either way, it just doesn't land. Honey Don't tends to meander so much that you'll forget what exactly is at the heart of the case. Maybe that's intentional. Maybe, like in the Coen's cult favorite The Big Lebowski, the atmosphere and the parade of weirdos are the whole point. But the difference is, The Big Lebowski had a consistency of lines and images, a hypnotic repetition, and a cohesion that, if you'll pardon the reference, really tied the room together. Here, there are almost too many characters and subplots, and they all feel scattered. So when a long-lost relative shows up, and it's meant to be this poignant, revelatory moment, the screenplay hasn't even laid the groundwork for that emotion. As the film trudges toward the conclusion, it's one frustrating scene after another. By the end, you'll probably realize that the clever opening title sequence was the best part of the entire movie.